Ken Trahan for SportsNola.com with our First NBC Bank weekend preview brought to you by First NBC Bank. And it's an incredible weekend of sports here in New Orleans. The Zurich Classic under perfectly sunny skies, great weather, a bit windy, but ideal scoring conditions. And they scored at the TPC of Louisiana in Avondale yesterday. Ken Duke, Cameron Tringali, both shooting 7 under par 65s. Ernie Els was terrific as well. Great to see him near the top of the leaderboard and golfing great, along with the likes of Steve Stricker. Bubba Watson at 71 said he was totally fatigued, exhausted mentally and physically, understandably so. He's here because he's the defending champion. Hopefully he catches lightning in a bottle and jumps into the fray on Friday. And, of course, full coverage at SportsNola.com, live blog with all of our people all day long, as well as stories on what transpired and quotes from the top players in the field. NFL draft underway. Of course, the Saints have picks in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds, and it's pretty interesting to see what they might be able to do given their track record in these mid to late rounds. Mickey Loomis addressing the media yesterday for the first time since the most recent allegations surrounding eavesdropping, and again, he was adamant in saying that it simply is not true. And the Saints continue to be strong, and I mean very strong, in their denials, and they've raised the ire of a lot of people in the process, and I get it. And I think they have a right to be that way, and I think they feel strongly about this, and I don't think they'd be putting it out there if they didn't feel it was sincere. Of course, Sean Payton met the media and talked after the Pro-Am of the Zurich Classic, and Sean saying many of the things he's spoken about with me previously about spending more time with his family, having to accept the sanctions, didn't want to comment any further, how he's going to miss the players, miss the coaches, his friends, but that he's going to make the most of the time and that he plans on coming back with a vengeance and appreciates the support that he's gotten. No question that Sean Payton understands that he has to be on his best behavior, and he did say he would participate in the Saints Hall of Fame Celebrity Golf Classic coming up in May, which will include Saints coaches and players, but he has gotten permission to do that. Of course, terms of his suspension are such that he cannot have contact with coaches and players unless he gets permission to do so. And then, of course, with regard to baseball, LSU and Tulane with weekends of importance in conference play. Tulane on the road at East Carolina, coming off of the sweep at home against Central Florida. They really need to right the ship, and now. LSU beat Southeastern by a run. They get Georgia this weekend, coming off of a 2-out-of-3 series loss at Kentucky. They certainly want to right their ship in conference play and keep their high ranking and their high RPI in the process. And the New Orleans Hornets, the season is done. Now it becomes a matter of what happens with all the players on this roster currently. I suspect this roster is going to look a lot different next year. And also to find out where they're going to end up based upon the balls in the hopper when they come out and where they're going to pick in the draft with their pick and, of course, the other lottery pick that they will obtain from the Minnesota Timberwolves. And, of course, the state softball championships in Sulphur. We'll have Randy Pistorius there blogging live, keeping you updated on all of our area teams that are there Friday and Saturday from Frash Park in Sulphur. And we wish our teams from our area nothing but the best. That's our First NBC weekend preview for First NBC Bank. Have a great weekend. God bless you one and all. I'm Ken Trahan for SportsNola.com.